All right, let's see if anybody finds us. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's been a royal pitta.
The lights are out here.
All right, there's John. Yeah, I had to start a new live, John. Hopefully everybody comes over. All right, there's Scott. Yeah, unfortunately, when I switch over from one thing to the other, sometimes it gives me guff and does what it just did. So hopefully everybody makes their way back over.
John's back, Clint's back.
We're here.
We're here.
Yeah, like I said, it's just unfortunately the Starlink, and when it starts going stupid, I try to keep it over on my phone. This time of day, it usually is really good, and it's not been. It's been a pitta, so hopefully it'll be all right. Thank you, Antodazi, saying welcome back. Scott's sharing out some links, and I appreciate that.
Yep.
Let's see. Where's here though? They're in the Denali Park somewhere. I think the Alpine something Lodge.
Wow, nice.
Roughly. I can't remember. That's Adam Phyllis.
Oh.
All right, sound off. Who's here? Scott, that's why I make the big bucks. Thank you, Adam and Phyllis, saying thumbs up again.
Good.
All right. Who else made it over? Did Alone make it over? I think Ashley was still driving. Alpine Creek Lodge, that's right. Don't mind the little screeching sounds. The dog is stretching.
Have you noticed he doesn't need to be any bigger?
Right. He's been goofy this last few days. He's been wanting to play at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just picking up my coffee to start sipping, and he's
he wants to run.
Yeah, he wants to
in
run
the
around.
house.
Welcome back, Melanie.
Yes, welcome back, Melanie.
Melody.
Yes, Melody. Sorry.
I think I said it too, so it's all right.
But I know who she is.
She says Opal was hilarious today. She has an obstacle course that we take her under the cabin, and then she just puts it in gear and heads out at 60.
Cute.
Yes, Antodazi, technology is a pitta. That's like, I got frustrated the other day. And during Alone's live last week, we were, I moderate for her, as y'all know. I was also filming, doing my lasagna that I made, so you guys could see. Well, don't you know, the last half of the video of me actually rolling out the dough, the pasta, slicing it up and putting it all together is gone. I'm so over GoPro. It's unbelievable.
No idea.
I so want
to wonder what happened.
If I could find an old Canon 80D80 or an old 7D or 80D or 7D like what I used to have when I was doing photojournalism, I'm going to grab it up because I know that's not going to let me down.
Sometimes too much technology.
Well, but for the money you pay for those little cameras, they should work and shouldn't lose information. And it's a brand new card, and it's not a knockoff card. It's a damn good card, and it just says corrupted file. Wow. Or it overheats and shuts down. So, and it's frustrating. So the video that I had logged up for doing the cooking is going to be missing some parts. So I'll talk through it, see what happens.
Yeah. It won't be as
GoPro 12. I didn't know they had a GoPro 12 already. Are you pulling my chain again, Ed? John says I should have taken a pic of Chris Burkett's setup. I mean, yeah, I'm sure Chris has also got Yeah, Chris Burkett is a friend of ours. I was actually on one of his premieres this morning. It's his channel's called To Be Better, and they talk about relationships and stuff like that. And Chris went from like a small channel to well over 100,000 in a very short order. And he's got the money rolling in, and he had money. Owns a tattoo studio and I think some other stuff, and he's got high end gear. And yeah, I'm kind of jealous, but it'll come sooner or later. Either I'll save for it, I'll buy it, or whatever. Nope. As GoPro 12 is on its way. Oh wow. No, I'm not happy with the 11. I don't think I'm going to buy a 12. That's for sure. Clint says I still use no VHS camcorder.
There.
Right. Ed says my Max 360 and GoPro 8 have all died, but they replaced them. I'm about done with the 8s since they can do cold. Or is it supposed to be they can't do cold?
Mm.
And Melody says we have an 11 and I don't really like it. I used 3 cell phones for our entire first season. It was fine. We were using underwater function on the GoPro this year. What's the underwater function? I don't know what that is. Ed, and she also says my high-end gear. What high-end gear can you get? I'm a Canon guy. I've been shooting Canons all my life. When I was a professional photographer and journalist, I carried Canon, and I had $5 lenses up to $5,000 lenses. And when I moved on to the boat years ago, when I retired from journalism, I sold all my gear and I kicked myself in the butt for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Matt, the Rebel T6i isn't bad. The 80D is really good, and it's also got the flip around screen on it. My 7D was amazing, and it had a hell of a shutter speed on it, so I get some really good shots of action. It only records in 1080p, but that's 1080p is fine because most people aren't watching it in 4K. Yeah, the GoPro 10 is more convenient, but I'm not happy with it. I hear you. John says 8 millimeter film can just hand crank it. You cannot hand crank it anymore, right?
Oh, dear.
Alone says I like the GoPro for dash cam, but I prefer my iPhone for filming. Excellent. The weird dot that is always in the upper middle of the screen. Hate my Canon M50. I'm not familiar with the M50. It must be. Is that a mirrorless camera or is it a point and shoot? See, I'm used to full body cameras. And Matt says it might pick up the next iPhone if it actually has a USB-C port and just use that. Now, Lone, you have iPhones, I believe. How are you use an external mic on that? Because I have the wireless lavalier mic, and I'm not sure how to hook it in. Yeah, the Sony's make good cameras, especially if you get into some of the higher end stuff. They're really good. I know a lot of the small production companies are using a lot of Sony's. Onto it. I says my daughter is an artist and want to be a tattooist. Good. Chris's company did my last ink work, which is this one here. You probably can't really see it. I'll post a picture of it.
Showing.
It's got a mariner's compass in the background, a lighthouse, and a sailboat on it. And that was actually a contest that John sponsored, and somehow I won. It was not rigged. It was a question and answer thing, and I actually knew the answers. But Chris Burkett's company is the one that did the ink work for me. My Wild Home says we have a Rebel T6i, and they're not bad cameras. Ed says he shoots everything in 4K. I have been shooting everything in 4K on my GoPro. Melody says I just find it so much easier to use a phone, but this year we've used a combination, so we'll see how it turns out for starting season 2. And see, a number of years back. Go away.
Okay, I found this on the web for
certain words set her off. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys could hear Siri talking. Oop. I shouldn't say her name. Years ago on my old YouTube channels, I did a lot of outdoor gear reviews and camera gear reviews. And I actually have a full-size gimbal for a full-size camera. and it's just sitting upstairs in the box. I reviewed it and just never got to use it. And if I get a big body, a large body camera, I'll wind up using that.
I'm going to shut the window down a bit.
That's
There's
fine.
a drift.
That's fine. When you open up one of the other ones.
Okay.
Yes, Adam and Phyllis, I know that you have that 360, Insta360, and I really like that. And I know you get a hell of a battery life out of that thing. Matt says, I like to shoot and edit in 4K. If I could upload in 4K, but upload is so slow here on Verizon. See, we're uploading in 4K on the Starlink without an issue. So Lone says she doesn't usually use an external mic. But I do with my DJI Pocket 2 cams. So if using the DJI, then I will run it simultaneously alongside the phone. Okay, interesting. Chris does internships paid. I'm not that big. It'll be a long time before I am. Ed says, I want to get a Sony a7S III, but the body alone is 3,400. Yeah.
Oh.
And then you got to get into your glass, and the glass is really where it's at. If you buy cheap glass, it's not going to be so good. I mean, when I had my Canon rig, I had 4 L bodies or L series. I had a prime, a 70 prime. I had a 7200, a 7300, a 100 to 400 L series, and I had a 400 prime. So, I mean, I had a lot of money wrapped up in my lenses. Hello, Oklahoma Grammy. Good to see you. John says I need to change her name, Siri. Stupid things. I don't know how to do that, John. So Melody says it's unnerving to have Siri or Alexa tell yeah. Yeah, it really makes you wonder how much you're hearing. We're doing good, Oklahoma Grammy. Good to see you in here. Somebody share out her link if nobody has already. Clint My Wild Home. They listen to everything. Yes, they do. Yikes. Lone says at 1080p, a 30-minute frame video can take up to 12 hours to upload lately. Oh, my Lord. At 5 minutes of 4K can take 24 hours. Wow. No, we don't have that problem. I can usually have a video upload in less than an hour, but my videos aren't as long as yours alone either. Mine are, average 8 to 15 minutes. I just don't want to lose attention spans because, a lot of stuff is fast forwarding and stuff like that. So I don't want to waste too much time. So I'll just make them short. It's probably bite me in the butt for my view hours, but it's okay. And speaking of, I have to say, I have to thank all of the folks I know here on YouTube that have other channels that I've either been mentioned on or have been on. Between Alone in remote Alaska and Scott and Adam and Phyllis and a few others, pushing our name out there, we have gained almost 100 subscribers in the last 2 to 3 weeks. It's amazing. We went from just over 300 at the beginning of middle of August, actually close to the beginning of September, and we're almost to 400 subs now. And our watch hours, it's confusing because I get this little notification, hey, you've broke 1,000 watch hours, but down here it says I'm only at 960 or 990. So I don't know which one to believe. So we're well on the way, and I'm happy about that. And I have to say thank you to you all. It's, the people pushing us and the people watching us. It's a mixture of all you, and it's greatly appreciated. When I woke up one morning, I just see, wow, we just got another 40 subs overnight. And it's like, wow, I like that.
That's excellent.
Magnetic Witchin, thank you. Good to see you here. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I'm sorry. Miscellany Starlink. Everybody's greeting Enigmatic Witchin. What? Autocorrect this time. That's Ed. Alone says even my 1080p sneak peeks from my membership our members, which are about 3 minutes long, take 3 to 4. Oh my God. And
To
you're on
upload.
DSL?
Wow.
What is your speed? That's horrific. Especially for DSL. Ooh, that's got a big bump there.
Mhm.
1 mile well at home. Yay, good for you. So glad it's so hard to get subscribers. It is. And you're doing really good, Melody.
Right. But you're so much fun.
Yeah. You keep us giggling and laughing and
You
wanting to know what's
do.
happening next. Zeus watches to see Opal.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Lawrence says you're very welcome. I want you to succeed, and we want to see everybody else succeed as well.
Mhm.
And that's why I started tagging certain channels in my videos, and I'll be adding to the list for people that we support ourselves, and see if other people will help support those people as well. Clint says he's still on dial-up. Is that AOL? I was given Hip B's funny the other day because his email is actually an AOL account. If you guys haven't watched the Hip B Explorers, they're pretty funny. They're guys from New England back in my area. I think they're from Barica, Mass, and they go gold panning throughout New England.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to
I
get 'em-
heard them the other day.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them to
fun.
come up here, and they're hemming and hawing about it. Maybe one of these days I'll get them up here.
That'd be fun. Yeah. They're funny.
Yeah.
Cheerful.
No, this is, oh, you're the sweetest. Someone says to Clint, at least you're not in the Stone Age still.
I am.
Not far from it.
I am.
GoPro 9 lasted a year and a half. Got the GoPro 10 lasted a few months ago. I'm not happy with the GoPro gear. I mean, I still have a GoPro 3 that I never had a problem with. I just can't get batteries for it anymore.
Obsolete, huh?
On Twitter, you're welcome and enjoy watching. Good. We're glad you do.
Yes.
Alone says I have 11 megabytes per second on download and oh my, and they're charging DSL prices for that.
Wow.
Oh, I'd be having a hissy fit on that one. That's horrible. That's on a really bad day. That's my speed for downloads or for uploads. Wow. I'm sorry, Alone. It's got to be because of the distances or something. I don't know. Clint says, I personally enjoy the Alaskan channels. We do too. We watch a lot of Alaskan channels. Yeah. We also watched Oklahoma Grammy. We watched Rambling with the Brums. Rebecca Touched by Yarn just walked in. And I was supposed to be actually on her live this past week, but she had, and hopefully she gets me under her channel here sometime soon. So somebody make sure that you post Rebecca's channel as well. She is a sweetheart. Melody says, we are so excited to watch our first Northern Lights.
Oh,
You guys had Northern Lights already? Wow, we're just barely getting dark enough.
We're really not dark enough.
And you're
yet.
south from us. Well, where the angle's tilted right now, the planet. So we have had lights up here. I think Nomi got some a while back, right as it started getting a little darker at nighttime. And Clint says, oops, love how all the different regions have up to 2 different things to make things work, right?
Yeah.
Alone says, yes, there is no other option here unless I go to HughesNet or Starlink. The connection is many miles away. Yeah, unfortunately, that's bad. I mean, it depends on what you're paying on the price alone. Right now, they have us on reduced, and we're paying like $95 a month. Yes, you have to pay out of the pocket for purchasing the dish, but it's worth it. I mean, we're working off. Where's that stupid little thing? We were working off this thing for the first year and a half we were here, almost 2 years. And this is the same type of hotspot I had on my sailboat in Florida, which worked great when you have cell towers. Up here with a hotspot, working off of cell phone towers that are miles away, no.
It doesn't work very
And let me tell you, we had to get this shut off today, and it better be shut off. We've been trying to get the information to get this thing shut off for 4 months since we got Starlink, so maybe 5 months, and we just got through to them today. And this is AT&T prepaid. I kind of went off the deep end on them, and they said it was not going to be auto paid, and it was coming out on the 14th of the month, and all of a sudden it came out. So AT&T prepaid is a joke. Now our phones are through AT&T,
AT&T.
and we have no problem.
No problem.
But it's
at
not the
all with
prepaid.
that.
The prepaid is different.
Mhm.
Rebecca says, I'm doing better. My voice has come back. Good.
Yay. Good for you.
Melody says, we did. It was about 2 to 3 a.m. Very good.
Excellent.
Maybe.
Excellent.
Lynn says she had Northern Lights while her kids were here.
Oh, good.
Not strong, but some good. I'm glad they got to see it.
Yes.
Melody says we both got up. I have a picture, but it's not all that good. You can set your GoPros to get pictures. It's not easy, but it can be done. I have done it, and as well as Nomi, which I haven't seen in the lives here in a little while. I'll have to give him a call, find out what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Let me see. Whoa. I'm getting a little behind here, so don't mind me. Antoraz says, me too, Clint. I wish I could be there in Alaska, but immigration is difficult, so it's only extended holidays for this Aussie.
Mm.
Well, hurry up and get up here.
Yeah.
165 for selling internet. What do you use? Was it CGE or GCE or something like that out that way, Alon? I don't know all the companies here. Matt says the Starlink here works great when I have coverage, and it's $90 a month. Yeah, so
Mhm.
yeah, chances are it'll be the same thing for you up there alone as $90 a month. We have our cell phone through AT&T, and with 2 phones with hotspots, we're about $160 a month. But then we have the Starlink, which is another $90. And it says I've got 2 short Northern Lights. I've shot 2 Northern Lights so far. Next video. Not too impressive yet, but soon enough we will have better shows. Need clear skies, which haven't been. No, they have not been abundant at all.
No.
Not at night.
Lots of cloudy, gloomy mist.
Yep. Matt is saying I use a Visible on my fancy 4G LTE router I bought, but I'm also 2,000 feet from the cell tower.
Oh,
Yeah, that helps.
okie dokie.
Onto it, Ozzy. Looking forward to seeing that vid, Ed. Yes, we all are.
Mhm.
Witchin,
Mhm.
Starlink upload speed up
Anything.
here is amazing compared to the last few internet setups. I bet it is. You are all the way up there. You're way north. Alone says to Matt and us, do you have any issues with Starlink with cloud cover blocks? No, we have not. I mean, it's cloudy here now, and we were watching a
It's
stream of
overcast.
movies the other night, and
It
it got
fine.
blackout about this time 2 days ago. There was a hell of a storm down by Adam and Phyllis where they were actually getting hail, and we did not get hail, but it came here with the cloud cover about an hour. Actually, right as Adam sent the text about it, it started
Mhm.
darkening up here. So no, you shouldn't have a problem with cloud cover alone.
No.
I'm starting to get caught back up. Clint says on Twitter, I'd love to go, but not sure I could do much there, but drive around and look. I would probably be worth it. Only about 4,000 miles away. Matt says to Alone. Not that I've noticed, but my big issue is the cabin and trees are still in the way. I have a better idea once it's up on the roof. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're not going to want any kind of trees in a line of sight. I've got 3 or 4 trees I've still got to drop, and I've got one that's going to be a real pitta, and I'm going to have Adam up here to help me cut that one down sooner or later.
Yeah, I know what
That one
is.
there, my skills are not that.
Yeah, no matter where it falls, it's going to hit something.
Well, no, there's one spot it can go where
There's one,
it's not
yeah,
going to hit
right.
anything. I'm just not that good of a woodsman to drop it like that.
Yeah, there is now because the old greenhouse came down.
Yep.
So that's where it can go.
Yeah. It says I use 2 AT&T phones to upload. No issues with speed. Let's see. John said you just got hit by a mosquito. Ha ha, we haven't seen mosquitoes up here in a while.
No.
Kaido, the moose hunting is going very, very, very slowly, and it's in their favor.
Yeah.
They have not been coming around.
Nope, they've not.
And thank you for sharing out links, Oklahoma Grammy. Let's see, Alone says, I might switch to AT&T if they shut down the DSL here when the fiber goes in and don't get started on the fiber here.
Mm.
I won't even ask. Clint says, John, the mosquitoes are bad there too. Hey, Bill, good to see you. It's Alaska Last Frontier Homestead down in Willow area. Oklahoma Grammy. It's been
Nice.
raining here all day in the mid 70s. If it was raining here, I wouldn't mind if it was in the mid 70s, but
Okay.
we're still sitting at 52.
Yeah, it's damp.
Cato said we had opening day Saturday for Early Bear in the southern
Mhm.
zone of New York State. Nice.
Oh,
Melody says,
Southern
Ryan
New
wants me to clear out the cabin so he can put the frame in. I'll be back when I can. All right, Melody.
okay.
Matt says next summer we'll drop the rest of the trees close to the cabin, but we didn't have time this year.
Yeah.
You still have time. Ellen says she'll be right back.
Okay.
We hit the house with one. Don't tell the owner.
Oops.
There's Tony from Our Cabin in the Woods. Good to see you, Tony. Just walked into the house, and I will have to watch your next one. Sorry, busy. Not a problem, my friend.
Not at all.
Not a problem.
We'll be happy to have you back.
Oklahoma Grammy sharing our links onto it. Ozzy says, I use Aldi for our phones. Aldi's a grocery store here.
Yeah. Well,
Our-
in Florida.
In
it
Florida,
is.
yeah.
We're not
Um,
in Florida anymore.
For our phones, $99 a year. $99 for a year with 25 gig and unlimited calls. Bigger packs available.
Oh,
Which with kids,
Yeah.
do you have this kind of phone packs? Not for $99 a year. We don't. God.
Oh.
Bill says, sorry, late trying to get a project done. Big failure at the moment.
no.
Sorry, Bill. Oklahoma Graham says she'll trade us temps. And Alone is back. Welcome back.
Yay. Glad you're back, love.
Adam says, we're going to check out for a bit and grab supper. We'll be back. Yeah, you've got a half an hour, 45 minutes till your live started, buddy.
Right. Yep.
We'll be looking forward to that, guys.
Yes. You're always great fun.
And Bill's saying hi to Onto It Ozzy. Scott is dropping some links. And Alone is saying enjoy to Adam and Phyllis and their son.
Yay.
John, you're showing your Northeast accent. Supper.
Supper.
Scott saying hi to Sandra. I think I'm caught up on everything. Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Ooh.
That's what I says. Enjoy your dinner, Adam and Phyllis.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm actually caught up, which is wow.
How did that happen?
So what John says. No, I still say supper too. It's a wicked pisser.
New York doesn't have that kind of accent. We're New England state.
You're not a New England state, honey.
I guess we're not a New England
New England state is here's New York like this. You got the upstate and you got the island. We're everything this way. You're not New England.
Oh,
Harvard Yard.
Hmm.
No, New Yorkers have their own accent, especially if you're from Long Island.
Oh, the city, but that should be a totally different governmental issue
It should be
anyway.
its own state.
It should be its own state. It has nothing to do with upstate.
No.
Absolutely. They have nothing in common.
So onto it, Ozzy says Aldi is a food store there too.
Yeah.
They use our biggest cell phone company line, so it's reliable. Wow.
Huh.
They don't have that here.
No. Well,
Our
I don't-
big providers here is going to be Sprint, AT&T. Well, I don't know. I think Sprint's joined with somebody else now. I think T-Mobile or something like that. I mean, they're
I think
all
Sprint-
merging
yeah,
together.
Sprint and T-Mobile merged, or they work together in some way. They were doing that when I was in Florida.
Yeah. John says New York is not New England. Love you though, Sarah.
Yes, it's much more rustic and rural.
What, New England or New York?
New York. It's about as rustic.
You haven't
as
been to
you
John and
can-
I's area. Well, not my area anymore. Where
No,
I
your
grew up.
area
When I
grew.
grew up, it was a small podunk town, and now it's like the third or fourth largest city in New Hampshire. So it went boom. What happened is it became a bedroom town, a bedroom community. Basically, people coming up from Massachusetts. At first, they were going to not have to pay income tax from Massachusetts because they lived in New Hampshire.
Hmm.
It don't work
It
that
doesn't
way.
work. You
So they came to New
make it-
Hampshire to try to get away from their income tax because New Hampshire's, doesn't have sales tax or income tax. We have assessment fees. And the assessment fees on properties in New Hampshire is through the roof.
Mm.
My dad has 16 to 18 acres left to farm. And with ag certificates for his property, his taxes is still close to $15,000 a
That's
year.
outrageous.
And that's what ag tags.
Yeah.
If he takes the ag tags off,
Oh,
his tax is going to go about 35 to 40,000 a year.
more than most.
And he's 87, going on 87 years old, and has been retired a very long time.
Mhm.
And Clinton says everybody has a strange accent to me. Tudazi, you all have an accent to me. Yep, just like you have one to us. So does Brun. It's the accents are all unique and cute.
Mhm.
John says, T-Mobile bought out Sprint Cell. Yeah.
Okay.
Aldi's is a German grocer and German-owned company.
Hmm.
It don't matter to me. They down in Florida, we get some of the best meats from them. You go down there and get some
Yes,
really
I
good
got really
aki
good
tuna,
meats.
some good filet
Mhm.
mignon, all kinds of good stuff. And it was, it's probably half fake in the
I
way
don't know,
everything's
but
going
the
nowadays.
taste was good. The variety
Yeah.
was good. The price was good.
Back when you go into our big store down in Florida where we were was Publix.
Mhm.
Back you go in there and a dozen eggs cost you like $3. You go into Aldi's, 99 cents.
Right.
Gallon of milk in Publix was like $3 something, almost $4. Aldi's, $2. I don't know what it's like now. I'm sure it's a
No,
lot different.
3 years later.
Yeah.
2, however many.
Some equate Maine's a remote wilderness to that of Alaska. Yeah, there's parts of Maine that are pretty out there. I've been to a lot of Maine and it was really nice.
Mhm.
I love the Arcadia State, or is it state or national park? I can't remember,
Hmm.
but it's really nice. And there's places up there where I'd taken canoes onto some of the rivers up there and wouldn't see a soul for days. And I had a big expedition canoe, and it was about 22 foot long and about 3.5 foot wide, and we could sleep in it. That's how
Wow.
comfortable and stable it was.
My cabin in upstate New York, Beaver Meadow, was on a dirt road, off a dirt road. And it's, in some ways, the terrain was more gentle,
Yes.
but otherwise the snow and
Asking him about the live.
Yeah. Is he going to find it?
Oh, he's already here.
Okay.
John's Oklahoma Grammy says prices went up at Aldi. I'm sure they have. It's been a couple years since we've been to an
Yes,
Aldi's.
everything does. It's inflation and it's inevitable.
And John says, I grew up in New England all over and miss Alaska 10 times more.
Mhm.
You know where we're at.
Yeah.
Bring Angie with you. I told you, book something for Christmas, John.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Give us a reason to decorate. And
I have sticks all over the living room. I'm making wreaths. And the first step is you have to attach twigs together, sticks. And I can't run a power
I've got
nailer.
to give her the little Brad
the
nailer.
little nailer. And I'm afraid if I hammer it with a hammer, it'll spin.
Yeah.
And string didn't work. Wire might. But I want them to be.
We'll break out the nail gun.
Yes.
It's just a little Brad nailer. Let me move my phone over here. Oklahoma says we're buffering a little bit.
Oh dear.
Kaido says Aldi is awesome. Split into 2 stores chains. Albert Brothers and Aldi South. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm.
On to Aldi beats our Woolies hands down on prices and quality. But even at Aldi, I tried just Aussie grown or made stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Angie is never allowed to plan Christmas trip ever again. She is grounded. Is she watching, John?
Oops. Christmas is beautiful here.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful.
Bill says, I have to get back to my project failure. I'm going to fix it while
Oh.
recording for a video. I'll stay logged into your live. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate
Thanks,
that.
Bill. And good luck with your
Yeah,
project.
hopefully you get it done. And John says, nothing beats Three Bears.
That's true.
Yeah, Three Bears is my favorite store to go
Mhm.
into up here.
When we first came, I thought it was kind of odd. It had an odd mix of things.
It's got mix of bulk, single items, a small butcher area,
Small butcher, small
small
deli.
veggie area, and then a fair sized gun section.
Right.
So Sarah's like, this ain't right.
And a big, a medium-sized pet area.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, was there chicken chow there?
Yeah, that's where I've been getting the chicken chow. 'Cause instead of driving all the way down to Wasilla, I just go right
Right.
there at Three Bears Pittman
Yeah,
and get the
Yeah, it's so
get the chicken
easy.
chow and dog food.
it's right there. Oh, and they have an ice cream space. It's just a little cooler like they have at the
Convenience stores.
Convenience stores. But I like it.
What's funny is if I'm in the store and I'm getting close to checkout, if I can't find Sarah, I just divert my gaze over to the ice cream booth.
And there she
And
is.
she is.
Yes. Juicy.
And John says, yes, she is. Angie's watching. Angie,
Hi,
come up for
Angie.
Christmas. You can leave.
Yes,
You can leave
come
him
for
home.
Christmas. Oh, you can bring him if you want to.
Book now. It'll be
Yeah,
cheaper.
book now.
Um,
We'll get you the winter train schedule.
yeah. Matt says Three Bears is so
If you're awake.
expensive. At least one is Sterling is. Yeah. See, the one in our area, Matt, over here by Pittman and Parks, isn't that bad because they're getting everything right from Costco, and it's Costco's what, an hour and 20 minutes south of that
Right.
spot, so they don't have to travel away out to by where you're at.
Right.
And
And
and there's less out where you're at, so they're going to charge more.
Well, for us, it's easy because if we can buy the same things at Three Bears, even if we spend a little more per item, we don't have to drive an hour there and an hour back.
Yep. Yep.
To get to Costco.
I mean,
so on the gasoline, you save plenty to pay for
Exactly.
pennies of increase.
we will be going to Costco later
Yeah.
this week. We're
There
doing
are
our last
things.
run down there.
Mhm.
We've only been
Bulk.
there, yeah, doing our bulk down. We got to get TP, paper towels, maybe a sack of flour. Sarah's
Long
list. Certain things that I want to get there, and sometimes they have deals on meat, so I'll grab some meat there and like big chunks and cut up into steaks and roast
And they have
things
a
like
good
that.
alcohol department.
We're hoping after October to not have to come out until March or April.
Well, like last year, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
she didn't come out at
didn't-
all. Well,
didn't go
the only
out
reason
at
I was
all.
in and out last year is because we had to help
Oh,
mom do
we
stuff.
did.
So
We did.
that's why I was in and out so much last year. John says never bought
There's an
scallops
arrow.
and ammo at the same checkout, right?
Yeah.
Ed says Three Bears has bacon and firearms. That's enough for me, right?
Right. Yep.
Scott's sharing out link. And Kaido says I called Aldi and asked them to open stores in Alaska.
Thank you. Mhm. Yeah, I get my
I already,
winter gloves like in 2 weeks.
yeah. John, I already got the grease. I got that last month. Yes, no Aldi in Alaska onto it, Ozzy. He's
No.
talking about the grease from my grease gun for greasing stuff up.
Oh,
Because I've got when I get the sawmill set up to go for the winter, just
Mhm.
stow it. I need to make sure it's all greased and lubed up.
Okay.
Matt says, well, a bunch of grocery stores are up for sale up here, so maybe Aldi can snag some, right?
Great.
We need Aldi and we need Harbor Freight.
We could really use Harbor Freight.
Have you to try the Costco train pallet? I don't know what that is, John.
I don't know. Costco train pallet?
I don't know.
Hmm.
And it says a Northern Tool. Yes, we need a Northern Tool here.
Mhm.
We have it was an MTZ or NTZ Tools in Wasilla, right by Three Bears Pittman. And
Mhm.
it's really inexpensive tools that if you break them, you just throw them away.
Mhm.
but there are good things there. I got my welding magnets there. I got some other stuff there.
Is that where you got my
Oh,
little
AI,
tiny scythe?
it's saying AIH. Yeah, AIH is not cheap.
No, but sometimes they have what you need.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to
We
it.
do use AIH.
We
I
do.
actually have
And-
a couple of their little Honda knockoff generators that have actually been running great. I blew one up, but I was actually looking at today. I thought I blew the piston or the rings on it. It's not it. It's not getting spark, and I can't figure out why. I've gone through the whole thing. I think it's got an electrical issue. So I'm thinking about just taking the generator part off and hooking up to my little diesel I got out there, see if it'll power anything up.
We got our baking table there, the stainless table. Nobody else had such a thing. And we use it all the time for a lot of things.
Yep.
It has wheels.
Yep. And TRA, John. Costco will ship you a pallet if you order enough. Oh, didn't
Really?
know that.
Hmm.
I'll have to look
I
into
didn't
that.
Gee, I wonder if, I bet they deliver it to the train station and.
Well, the problem is you don't know when
Yeah,
they're going to take it up on a train, and I don't want food rotting
right.
or freezing.
Or freezing. Yeah, sure.
So that's kind of hard to do for us unless we had it brought up and it was under 600 pounds. We could have the R44 bring it up to us. Danielle or
Ah,
Talkeetna Air.
yes. Yes.
Harbor Freight is an awesome store, but they won't let you set up a tent in there. You have to leave at closing time. Yeah. Yeah. No, Ed, I agree. AIH is good,
Mhm.
but some of the price is a little high.
A little.
I mean, certain things I definitely will buy in there. Like Sarah said, we got our rolling stainless table there. We got our little generators there.
Mhm.
But some of the other stuff, like I went in to buy a saw and I was going to buy my steel from them. And Moore's in town is generally higher than most other places, and
Yeah.
Moore's had the saw cheaper. I think I did buy my spud from them.
What were we looking for one day? That we couldn't even find it. AIH.
We're looking for a well pump,
That could be.
and they had some well pumps there, but I wasn't paying $1,500 for a well pump. Yeah, it says it hurts to walk badly every time I go in a wallet. Dan,
Mhm.
you autocorrect.
Mhm, yes. Wallet, yeah.
Yeah, no, they have some good stuff. I will give AI a shot. And there's been times where I couldn't find anything anywhere else, and I did find it from them.
Mhm, and they have good service people. The people seem to be fairly knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And they're polite. So it's quite good.
And John says Alaska is northern, so why not Northern Tools? Northern Tools isn't bad, but their prices can be kind of steep as well. And I've had problems with some of the stuff that I've gotten from them in the past, and they did not want to honor warranties. At least maybe it was the shop down in Fort Myers. I don't know. But I had 2 solar chargers I bought. A guy insisted I buy them from them for a boat I was working on. And within a month, they were fried.
Wow.
And I didn't even build the system to the size he wanted. I undersized it because I knew it was going to have a problem. And he wound up going with a good marine. I can't think of what it is now. See, take me out of my element working on boats, and I forget all the products I used to use. And I'll as soon as I see the thing in here, it starts with a V.
There you go.
It's the sun's out over here. It's over that way, and I can actually see it glowing on top of the trees. Last night when the rain stopped, it was glowing. Looked like diamonds in the trees for a
Oh, it
little
was
while.
pretty. Really pretty.
Get Sarah out there with a hand pump. For what?
Pumping water.
Oh, for pumping. Tarazi, I find that strange.
rather
A
not.
chain store selling guns. Yeah. Well, Three Bears is a chain, but I mean, you can go in there and get it whatever you want.
Whatever you need.
I mean, John was in there and he's seen they had a drum for an AR-15. He's like, ooh, I'm like, no, John, you don't need a drum for an AR-15. You'll burn the barrel out. And then he was looking at one. He was wanting to know if they had it in 22.
We bought a wagon. that I can pull,
Yep.
or was it the sled?
That was the sled.
It was the sled. I can use that all year. I
Yep.
can fill it just as full as I can fill it and still drag it even when it's not snow.
And see, it says USA, guns and ammo everywhere. That's not necessarily true with guns and ammo everywhere. I know people that are having issues finding ammo. I know 338 Win Mag is extremely rare up here. 4570 was a problem for a while. Now 4570 is everywhere. Clint says Walmart quit selling handguns here only several years ago. I don't remember ever seeing them selling handguns down in Florida. I know they stopped selling black powder stuff because everybody was stealing it because black powder's off the shelf. And you know, all the rifles were getting stolen. Somebody walked out of the old Walmart where it was when I think there's a storage facility there now. They walked in and walked out with like 20 black powder rifles and nobody stopped them.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Walmart in my hometown stopped selling at least ammo. At the beginning of one hunting season, it was quite a panic in my town.
Yeah. Entourage says
I
seem
thought we'd be hungry.
yeah. Entourage says seems so John Hogan. Everything is under lock and key here. Yeah, you guys are got it pretty bad down there. I'm sorry. Clint says ATF should be a convenience store, not a government agency, right? This is just another alphabet soup. That's all it is. Entourage, we have to be approved to have a firearm and be licensed. And what's it take to get approved? I'm sure it takes months or years to get that. Kaido says in 1990s, Walmart stopped selling handguns in the lower 48. They still sell long arms here. All right, does anybody have any questions? We're going to be slowly winding down here. We're waiting for Adam and Phyllis to send us a text telling us that we're ready
Yes,
or that they're ready.
there.
We're always ready.
Well,
And we're
he's
hopeful.
ready.
Hopefully we'll get to
I'm
see
not.
them. Hopefully we'll get to see them when we go into town next.
Oh, I hope so.
Actually, we have to
We
because
have
we got to
to.
get a couple things from them that
Yeah.
that has stored for us at the store that we're buying from the store.
Mhm. I'm gonna have a rug.
Yep, it's getting the rug for upstairs. John says nothing beats a 45, 70, 1884 trapdoor. Yeah, I'd love to find one. I would love to find an 1884 trapdoor. I know where I can get one, but the one I want, the one I'm looking at is about $2,400. I want the long range hunter. It's got a 32-inch barrel. I think it's a 1 in 18 twist.
They banned duck hunting in Australia. I'm down farther.
Why'd they ban duck hunting? That's weird. Maybe you got not enough ducks. Yeah, I saw that.
Duck is yummy.
Yeah, duck's very good. I actually got 2 of them in the freezer for us. Clint, I just saw that on the news about New Mexico's governor. That's just stupid. And for her to say that the Constitution is what was the term she used? Not absolute, nor is she or the things that she comes up with. I didn't understand that at all. She's just looking to get herself voted out, or I don't know if it's just gone that crazy there in New Mexico. All right, and Keto's talking about Kmart in the past sold firearms, including black powder, cap and ball, percussion revolvers. Kmart is virtually all gone. Yeah, it's been gone in our old area for a long time.
Yeah, our area, my old area too.
Ed says he wants a 505 Gibbs. I don't know what that one is. I'll have to look that one up. Copy that so I can look that up after. Oops. On to it, Ozzy. Do you have life insurance? If not, get some before the package arrives. Is it bad or good? John, I'd like to find a bow, but every time I go in there, they don't have what I want. or it's just kids bows. I'd
Mhm.
like to find, I kicked myself in the butt for selling that black bear that I had, or it was a brown bear. I can't remember what it was that I had down in Florida. I think that was like a 65-pound draw on that thing,
Mm.
and I really wish I had it now. Clint says, yeah, they need to get rid of her quick. Yeah, they do.
Every time I shoot a bow, I
It's
catch my
it's all in
wrist.
how you hold it. If
I
you're
know.
locking your wrist like that, you're gonna get
It's bad all the time.
the drawburn.
Yeah, I
the-
get that every time. And my head knows what to do, but my wrist refuses to obey.
Clint says, how are the chickens doing? Chickens are doing great, except for they're getting wet a lot.
Yeah,
I've-
they are. We got to get them a roof.
I've got to get the roof under the run, which I'll have done probably next week. I have panels on there. On Twitter, Aussie, we like it. No other country does. I've heard about the Vegemite, but I've never tried it. I followed, there was a couple sailing on a boat for years. I followed for a long time. They were always talking about Vegemite. Or he was. I think she was from another country. It's bad when even some lazy lefties are saying she's nuts. Right.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh, cutting out. Oh, I moved my
Oh,
phone again.
no.
I'm sorry.
Whoops. Hope that helps.
Sarah needs a crossbow. Yeah, she does. But it's just another thing for her to learn. I need to get her proficient on what she has first. And Brown says, back again for another quickie. I'm at a Second Valley Beach, South Australia, so you can Google Vegemite is shite. Well, I'll find out if I like Vegemite when it gets here.
Yep. They don't have that at Three Bears.
No, they don't have that at Three Bears. Hopefully they'll allow it into the country.
Watch it be banned.
No, why would they ban
Who
that?
knows?
All right, anybody have questions? I have a question. When you come back up, John?
And anybody else? We're finding that we do like visitors.
Yep,
So, anybody can just come on along.
yep.
We have a cabin you can sleep in.
Question, when are you coming to
You can
visit me?
eat
Brian, I would if I had time.
Mm,
I've never been to Australia. Always wanted to.
mhm.
Oh, get a bear. I'll send Angie up to brain tan it. Done.
Yep.
Bears aren't that hard to get up here. I can bait those in the spring. And at that big old brown town, I'm a size, well, depending on what boot I'm here from 11 to 12 and a half, some shoes are 13, and I
Big.
can step inside of his track or her track. I think it's actually a her. And that's going sideways, not this way.
Mhm,
So she's got a pretty big spread on her toes.
mhm.
Brunt says, you would love it. Lots of boats. Do you have a boat still, Rob? I've got a canoe. Actually, no, I
No.
sold all the boats before coming here.
Mhm.
At one time, I had a small fleet, and everybody was calling me Admiral because I had at one point, 5 sailboats and different states of rebuilds. I have a knack for coming across boats that don't need a lot of work, really, really cheap.
Mhm.
I wound up with a 1976 Vindo 50 Catch that was given to me. And it was an extremely well-built boat, but the decks need to be redone, and the coach top needed to be redone because it was straight. The sides of the boat come up above the decks. You have your cabin sides, and it was solid mahogany, 1.5 inches thick, and then the deck above that was teak, and it hadn't been taken care of by the guy Jerry Nelson, same last name as me, and it was starting to sink. It had a brand new Ray Marine package, probably about a $12,000 system in it. And then Jerry just said, "Here, Rob, take the boat. I don't want it no more." I got the engine running. The engine was locked up due to it being a Volvo Penta that has 3 cylinders, and each cylinder has its own jug and own head and whole valve system. I got that fixed, and it was running great. All right, Hogan. I'll give you a call tomorrow, brother. Love you.
Hi, John.
And
Bye, Angie.
I fixed
See you
that one up.
later.
I sold that one for a nice profit, of course, because it was free.
Hmm.
My
That
Endeavor
was a
30.
real pretty boat.
Yeah, that was a
wasn't it?
really nice
That's a
boat.
Pretty.
The
boat.
inside were immaculate. For the year, it
Beautiful.
looked like it was brand new on the inside. Only problem was the V-berth was tiny. It
Mhm.
seems the Swedes are rather small people. They're not the Viking size that everybody thinks they are. I'm 6'1", and I could not get in the V-berth. So it was meant for somebody like 5'6". So it's not fun. Question, is Alaska everything you hoped it would be? Now you have been there a few years. Yes.
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 Very much so.
Mhm.
And so I start talking about my boats and I just keep going on. So just stop me whenever.
Mhm. Yes.
And Alaska is better than 49 other states. Just said, I
It
fully
is.
agree.
It is.
Brun, Rob, do you sharpen your axe and tools, and how do you do it? I do.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. I haven't been using the axe much lately since we get the log splitter, which is a hell of a lot easier.
Oh,
Um,
huge.
a good sized round of birch would take 5 or 6 swings to even start cracking it. Where now I can have the whole thing split in 10 minutes. Not the whole tree, but a good amount.
A lot.
It depends on what I'm sharpening. My kitchen knives, stuff like that, I have a great system, and John actually got me a duplicate of the system. I don't use a grinding wheel or anything like that. I do it all by hand, and everything stays nice and sharp.
Mhm.
I had a chainsaw sharpener up here that was quite antiquated, and John actually sent me up a new one from Harbor Freight. Thank you again, brother. I know you're not here. Boy, Brun, you're full of good questions tonight.
Mm.
Brian says, do you clean your chimney often? It depends.
Yeah.
We haven't cleaned it all summer, and we do use it sporadically throughout the summer for baking.
Mhm.
But we have been using it pretty much daily since the beginning of September. Not all day. I start up in the morning to get the chill out of the house because it's been so damp. I get the chill feeling from the dampness out.
Right.
So I do it rough about 2 hours, and then it dies down. I don't put a lot of wood in it. And then we do it again around this time of day for cooking dinner. And
that
actually,
keeps it-
I got to check my food.
Uh-oh. And that also keeps it toasty for sleeping, but not too hot because we let it kind of die down.
It's good.
Oh, that was the cornbread.
No,
No, what was it?
that's the pumpkin spice bread.
Oh, pumpkin spice bread, better than cornbread. Well, they're both good.
Yeah.
Phew, glad you remembered that. Now I smell it.
Yeah.
Well, the oven was open.
But yeah, no, I love sharp utensils when I
Mhm.
need them. I don't want something dull. If I'm done with it, I try to sharpen it and put it away, and instead of having it sitting out.
Mhm.
I've got 2 CRKT, and it works pretty good. And as for the chimney, it depends on if I'm burning a lot of stuff that's questionable on the moisture content, Brun. Last year we had to clean quite often because some of the spruce that I brought in, it's a little bit of sap in it.
Mhm.
Not a lot, but enough that I check the chimney on a regular basis. I'll be doing a video on that here soon because we're going to sweep it before the season really kicks in. But we have to have it
Right.
going all the time. So we'll show you the process of that. It's not hard.
It's a mess.
It's messy, but we have it down to a system where it
Big
actually
tarp on the
keeps it
floor.
nice and doesn't make a mess in the house. Because yes, we do it from the inside.
Mhm.
Our roof, we're 2 stories, and
No
our
way.
pitch is kind of like this. And
No way.
I go up there. I'm just not a fan of being
I
up there
don't
for long
like it.
periods of time because I worry about slipping and sliding off the roof because it is metal, and I don't wear
Yes.
sneakers. So all my shoes are usually hard soled, and hard soles on metal roof do not go well.
That's not a good
And it's why on one of Melly and Ryan's videos from My Wild Home, I was laughing at him because I've done what he did and went on the roof with bare feet. You actually get better traction.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yep. Melody says, and speaking of Melody, pumpkin spice bread, you guys are really something. I cook and bake a lot, Melody.
Mhm.
A lot.
A lot.
And Brian, I have no further questions, Your Honor. My Wild Home, thank you so much. Oklahoma Grammy, Sandra Madrino.
Yes.
Um, what is my season? My you seasoning for the food or? Onto it, Ozzy. As an ex-arbitrator worker, I never have a sharp knife these days. Brun says, gotta go now and swing my detector. All right, Brun, have fun.
Have fun. Yes, have fun. Find
It's
something.
it's her
fun.
mom and dad.
Aw.
And Oklahoma Grammy saying you're so kindly welcome, Melody. My Wild Home, Oklahoma Grammy. Season for your clients to come there.
Oh,
Once we're fully open, it doesn't matter. The big thing is a train.
mhm.
After September 18th of this month, the train only runs north on Saturday, south on Sunday. So if you come in on Saturday, either you're staying for a night and then going home, or you're there for a week and a day. During the summertime, it runs 5 days a week, but it also changes a little bit in February and March. March, it runs 5 days a week. February, it runs like 3 or 4 days a week. And they'll do the hurricane train a little bit more. Also, the first Thursday of every month, starting in October, the train will go north on first Thursday and south on the first Thursday. So it does the hurricane turn train to and from Anchorage on the same day. So going into town for us, if we go in like on the first Thursday in the wintertime, we come back on Saturday. But if we come in on a Sunday, we're there for a full week. And Airbnbs in Alaska are not cheap.
That's expensive.
But
coming from Talkeetna to here and then going back, in summer it can be done in a day.
You can come from Talkeetna, come up for a couple hours, then go back. Like Sarah said, on the
Right.
same day.
And we have a few friends from town who do that occasionally.
Yep.
And that's a nice trip. But we're finding that we kind of like having company every once in a while.
And Kaito says, how does recycling of old bottles work in Alaska? I sell to scrapyard tin cans. We don't do any of that here.
No options.
Soda cans we're saving. I'll be melting down to make things out of aluminum for like doing tables and stuff like that. Make bow ties for doing inserts with its cracks. Glass, I might try to slump some if I can build a small wood-fired kiln, or I might just start saving some of them for putting into walls to make like windows.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. That's a good idea.
I don't do glass blowing anymore. I don't have none of the pivots or anything like that. Otherwise, I can melt it down, crush it, melt it down, and do glass blowing again. But again, I don't have a kiln for that or a furnace, and I'm not going to try to build one up here. And yes, I used to do glass blowing, but I did it on a small scale. Have fun, run.
We use it
Bye
for
for now.
target
That's what I'm
the
saying.
glass for target practice.
No, we don't shoot glass. I don't want
We don't
glass all over the
shoot
place.
glass.
No,
Yeah, well,
tin
what about
cans.
Tin cans for target practice.
No, I would never shoot glass.
Glass is really hard to get rid of.
Yeah. My Wild Home, right? You mentioned that before. Oh, wow. Interesting. Could you get a special little machine to take them around, or is it a long ways to and from town? The only way here is by train, helicopter, or boat.
And the boats are tricky.
Yeah.
At best.
You could get here in the wintertime on a snow machine, but once you're up here, there's a couple miles of trails here. And in wintertime, I'll be putting a lot more trails to get around on for snowshoeing and for cross-country skiing.
And the snow is good. We have a snow machine with a pole behind.
I get a trail groomer.
That makes a nice trail.
Yeah. For the summertime, though, people want to come up. I do have a Can-Am four-wheeler that does seat 2 people, so people can use that as well. Just be signing a waiver. If they break it, they're responsible for it, or if they get hurt, they're responsible for it. Because people come up and they think they say they know how to ride, and they don't always know how to ride.
Our friend's mother came up not long ago. She's 86.
Yes.
And we had just gotten the side-by-side.
And she had a blast coming up the trails on that.
She had a blast doing that. And I can drive it. The wheelers, they're just have little chicken wings. There's nothing to my muscle.
She's trying to punch me. In the springtime, we're actually going to get a jump seat for the back of the side-by-side, so we can bring people up on that as well.
Right.
I should have my trailers all built by then. We can tow all the luggage and stuff like that up on that, and the coolers. onto it. Aussie Earthship style windows are beautiful. Yes, and that's what I'm thinking.
Mm,
Sooner or later, I've always been infatuated with Tolkien, and I'd love to build a Hobbit
yes.
house, and I want to use
Or
some of the some of the bottles as the windows.
That'd be great.
Yep.
I had not thought of
And I've got a couple spots picked out for it if I ever get a chance to do it.
some places it looks possible to dig into the hill a little bit.
Well, the problem is with so
But-
much cobble here,
Yeah, that's
if you
true.
dig into it too much, you got to worry about a landslide, and I don't want to get buried.
No.
So it's probably going to be a standalone spot and just build on top of that, and just bury it with dirt. We are prone to earthquakes up here. I don't know
Oh,
how
yeah,
you
we had
guys
one
are, Melody and Ryan. I don't know how it is in your area, but we just had one the other day. It was a 4.6. It was only about 45 miles north of us where the epicenter was, and it shook the house pretty good. And it was only, like I said, a 4.6, no, 4.2, but it rattled us pretty bad.
Yeah, we sat here looking at each other saying, "This is the biggest one we've had here." And our friends just a few miles down the
Scott.
tracks didn't even feel it.
Scott says, "Don't be a bum, spank their thumb." Give him a thumbs up, in other words. Thank you, Scott. Scott's been spanking his wife. You were napping. A lot of times if he's taking a nap, I'll put my headphones on and watch videos. That way I don't wake
Yeah.
her up.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Bamboo will go up here. Oops, I'm gone. Where'd we go?
Wow.
I just need to make sure Adam Wilson come on yet. Nope.
You too.
Just
Oh.
watermelons.
That's silly. And now,
For now.
yep, kind of. Oops. Sorry.
Scott, see that? You're getting me in trouble, man.
Yeah. Oh.
Go to Rambling with the Brums. It's his fault.
Oh,
Oklahoma
dear.
Grim says we're back.
Oh, good. I'm
Back
so
now,
glad.
maybe? I think so, Matt. Scott with Rambling at the Brums trying to get me in trouble talking about spanking things.
Don't say that word again. Although that could mean very, very clean.
Yes.
Indeed.
Brand spanking new.
Yes.
His watermelons were. And that
Yes.
thumb is too. He's trying to get it, trying to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
People are funny.
Matt, stop provoking the YouTube gods, right?
Indeed.
I don't know what to do here. If anybody sees Adam and Phyllis go live, please inform me and share a link,
Mhm.
and we'll get over to them as quickly as
Right.
possible because I don't want to overrun and go into them.
Exactly.
And we're dropping like flies on people over here. No, I'm kidding. So why don't you grab your phone and see if they come up yet on yours? I don't dare touch my phone because
Watch it live now.
That's us.
Garage, that's us.
between the comments and stuff like that, I might really take off YouTube.
You're an unruly character.
Me? That's the dog. He's the unruly
He is
character.
unruly. He's been
Look it up.
rolling around. How do you do that?
Just go to YouTube on your phone.
I have YouTube on my phone.
Yes, you have YouTube on your phone, you silly duck. Maybe. Yeah, right there.
Oh.
And type in Alaska cut the cord. Yeah, I'm walking through it. She's not good with her phone.
Take a look and-
There you go. Share a link to Alaska cut the cord. Dun, 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 dun. Matt says, okay, they're not live yet, says Clint.
Okay.
We'll just go over here. And now Sarah's phone's going.
Okay.
And there's Adam texting me.
Okay.
All right. All right,
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. It was great fun.
It was great seeing you all. Let's go over and bomb their channel. And Scott, don't talk about spanking. All right, guys. We'll see you over there. You all have a great night. And thank you for coming tonight. We
Thank you
appreciate it
so
as
much. We
always.
really do.
They just sent me a text onto it, so we're just gonna hop over to there. So I'm gonna end this one here, and we'll see you all over there. Bye.